Grand rising to the day takers. What it do? I'm Dick, and this is Dictate the Day, y'all. We in here trying to get it in every way. We ain't even trying, we doing it. We doing it. Today is Friday. It is 8/8 of the year 2025. So thankful to be alive. All right, enough. I'm sorry. I'm a little fired up. It is 8/8, and if you know anything about it, you already know it's awesome day. Lionsgate portal. I'm not going to get into it. Feel free to do your research. But it is a very powerful day. And on top of that, it's Friday. It's the weekend. Super stoked about the existence. Per the usual. I don't know why I say that so much. I say it too much. Per the usual and crazy. I say it way too much. I'm Dick. And I got some craziness for you today. So once again, welcome to the channel, Dictate the Day. Let's get into this. And I'm only asking for like 48 seconds. Because I really don't know if people like this, but I like this. This kind of gets me into the vibe of the video. So, yeah, here we go. Let's go. All right, like I said, 48 seconds. My bad. Okay, like I said, I got like a 12-piece for you. 12-piece, about a dozen clips. They are kind of sporadic and all over the place. There's a couple that coincide with each other. But yeah, before I get into it, I think I should say this world we're living in right now is, I guess the good news is there's no shortage of things to talk about and to review and to react to. And I had a hard time as I was curating this awesomeness, avoiding the political stuff that's going on right now, because I don't like to get into that. I say it all the time. I just believe it's some weird, control measure or whatever. Get us talking so we ain't paying attention to what we need to. So I do what I can to avoid all that, because there is stuff as of last night and today between the big superpowers, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'll let you do your own. But the first clip, however, that I'm rolling with today is this Bustamante guy. If you know anything, he's big in the socials right now. He's a CIA ex-operative dude, and I just thought it was kind of crazy what he's talking about. It's not super detailed, but he gives you some things that just, fall right in line with this crazy world we're living in. Something just ain't right. All right, let's bring him in. Look at this dude's hair. Are you kidding me? Lion's mane. Talk about a lion. That sucker loaded with the follicles. All right, let's listen to what he has to say.
I am more convinced than ever that there is something happening. I am not any more convinced that it is alien in nature, but I am more and more confident that it does defy science as we understand science today. Energy signatures, transient physical evidence, somehow you can see gaps in GPS data, gaps in geospatial data, gaps in energy returns. Like, it's the strangest thing, man, and nobody can explain it. Experts in their field can't explain it, technical experts with the equipment can't explain it, physicists, astrophysicists, scientists can't explain it, but it happens and it's consistent, not everywhere, but in certain places. So why the hell is it that when I'm in a strange ranch in southern Colorado, I see the same weird that I see in the mountains of Nevada, but I don't see either of, like, those two things are consistent, but then when I go to someplace in Tennessee, we don't see how does that happen? How is it, how is it that I can go one city over, I can go one national park or one state park over to where the terrain is exactly the same, granite rock to granite rock, but energy signatures are different, geospatial data is different, magnetic anomalies are different. How does that happen? The proof that I'm seeing is not that it's alien, but the proof that I'm seeing is sure as hell that it is weird.
You're right.
There's so much strange shit that happens in our country that we don't even understand, that defies the laws of science as we understand them, the laws of physics as we understand them, and it stumps not just me as a CIA officer, but a whole range of experts that I've talked to.
Crazy. That's a pretty trippy channel too if you're into the TikTok stuff.
I am more convinced than ever that there is something happening.
All right. There's one thing that he kind of repeated, kind of over and over again, if you will. It was the fact that, scientists will be like, we discovered this thing, but we've never seen it before, or we can't explain it, or it's not supposed to exist, or it's just a theory because we have no idea. I just, damn, that's all I'm saying. Okay, next.
Edgar Casey, aka the Sleeping Prophet, predicted that the world would quite literally flip. But before it did...
Before we get into this, I forgot about this Edgar Casey guy. Give it a goog if you want. And then, form your own ideas. Of course, this is all entertainment and satire and funny jokes and things like that. It's Friday, so, I'm just giving you fun stuff. Something to think about. Talk with your friends at happy hour today. Enjoy your happy hour. Okay, here we go.
There would be some signs that we could look out for, like volcanoes erupting, floods everywhere, magnetic anomalies showing up. Do you know how many of those are happening in 2025? Damn near all of them. Volcanoes all over the world are waking up right now. And Casey warned that when Mount Etna and Mount Pele erupted at the same time, we have about 90 days to get our shit together. Now, both of those volcanoes are active. Mount Etna just erupted the other day. And they're not alone. There's over 40 volcanoes erupting right now. That's not normal. That's pressure building up. There is even an underwater volcano off the coast of Oregon that is fixing to erupt. Next sign was water being where it shouldn't be, water rising up and reclaiming land. Casey said that California, New York, and Florida would all be underwater eventually. Casey said the Earth's magnetic field would quite literally shift, and that is happening. Magnetic North Pole is moving towards Russia. Planes have to recalibrate their route. Scientists admit a full reversal of north and south is way overdue. Casey also predicted or warned about solar flares, solar storms could trigger the reset. We are at solar maximum right now. If we had a massive solar storm like the Carrington event, it would trigger a reset. Every day 2025 reminds me that Edgar Casey may have been onto something, because the majority of the signs are there: fires, floods, magnetic anomalies, civil unrest. Because not only did Casey predict this earth would shift, he predicted that a new spiritual religion would rise up, that there is light after the dark. Favorite prediction that Casey made was that Atlantis would rise up, and then here recently LiDAR imaging found ancient structures about the spot Casey predicted, but that's for another time. Edgar Casey, aka the Sleeping Prophet, predicted that the world would quite literally flip. But before
this symposium on Edgar Casey and his predictions and whatnot, I just did a little goog myself for you, and this dude was born March 18th, 1877, and passed away January 3rd, 1945. I think it's crazy that these people from such a long time ago are predicting accurate things. I mean, I know it can be like a gamble and a luck, and they hit a thing and then they're wrong about multiple other stuff. But it is ironic that all of this is happening right now. Even if it's not it's just so crazy that all this is unfolding right now. Yeah. Woo! We got front row seats to whatever this is, y'all. And I'm here for it. I just hope I can continue to talk about it with whoever's listening. And thank you very much. Thank you. Dick, thanks you very much. Thank you. Okay, let's keep on. Let's keep on. Keeping on.
This chip.
Okay, before we get into this, let it be known that this is from my point of view, of course. Some of the stuff that science is doing is borderline it scares me. That's all I'm gonna say. It scares me because some of it's like we're bringing back animals that went, extinct, and it's crazy because maybe there's a reason they're not here anymore. Maybe they were too dangerous or whatever. Scientists are finding bacteria in ancient frozen tundra and they're bringing them back. Why are we doing that? Just stuff like this. But this item right here, man, hell to the yeah. I hope so. Because I got a bunch of aches and pains that I think this thing, watch, it gets deep, y'all, and I'm so here for it.
That can produce basically stem cells. You guys check it out.
Only about the size of a cufflink, the device itself is small, but what it could represent is enormous. In this laboratory at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, researchers demonstrate the concept. Simply place this chip on an injured part of the body and apply a small electrical current.
This process only takes less than a second. The chip does not stay with you, and the reprogramming of the cell starts.
That reprogramming turns skin cells into nearly any type of cell doctors might need to treat a patient. A breakthrough technology in regenerative medicine. For example, in a leg that is badly injured and lacks blood flow, doctors simply touch the chip to the leg and reprogram the skin cells to become functioning blood vessels.
In many cases, in 7 days, you start seeing changes, and these changes persists.
Within a week, there are active blood vessels, and by the second week, the leg is saved. In fact, in lab tests, it even worked in the brain, helping mice recover from strokes. In humans, this could allow doctors to grow brain cells on a person's skin under the guidance of their own immune system. They could then harvest those cells and inject them into the brain to treat conditions like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease. And no immune suppression drugs would be necessary, all by using a patient's own cells in a brand new way.
This chip that can produce basically stem cells.
Awesome is what that is. As my attention deficit brain was rolling around as I've watched this clip several times, spam calls everywhere. Okay. You know how we have the Neuralink, and I have another clip of some new thing that's an injectable into the vein. We'll get there. But, I'm always thinking, why has it got to be something we put in our brain? Can we just wear a headband? And what if that headband had this thing in it? And all we had to do was, pull up the app and go, I don't know. I fell and hurt myself, and it's pretty dramatic and it's bad, and I can't, instead of, dialing up emergency services, you just dial up your chip and go, heal please, boom, and you're rest to go. Man, I don't know if that's something that would really work, but that's where my superhero 50-year-old child brain went. Man, very cool, very cool. All right, let's keep on rolling. Okay. Here's another, this is, man, I forgot his name. Oh, shoot. He's a super smart mathematician. He's been at all the schools. I've got several videos on him before. He's been on JRE and tons of other podcasts. This is another one. Super smart dude. And he never says the word AI or artificial intelligence, but watch what he says. And he's talking about how, because it is kind of cryptic the way he words everything, what are we going to do when, the robots or whatever are doing everything? It's like, find your niche. Here we go. I got some more comments. Of course I do, when this is done.
The average person, I would say, get your board in the water and prepare to paddle like all get out. The tsunami of a lifetime is coming, and nothing your elders have seen is going to prepare. There's no good advice to give that's specific. Let's put it this way. One of the things when people tell me about their moving from one city to another, I have a phrase that nobody likes, which is every place is over. Oh, I'm moving to Austin. Yeah, it's over. Miami, it's over. Nashville, over. All these places are over. And every occupation that is named is over. I'm going to be a dentist, radiologist, accountant, teacher. These are all over.
Over.
Whatever's coming, get flexible, get good. Get good on a bunch of different stuff. Learn how to think across disciplines. I have no idea what's going to be left for us. But you know, somebody's going to come out on top.
Yep.
And I hate to tell people that you should try to come out on top. I don't think it's healthy to have everyone trying to be world class. I think you should be able to just have a life.
Yeah.
I have a golden retriever. I don't know that it's the greatest golden retriever in the world. Sometimes I think it is.
Let me tell you, I love dogs. I love animals, period. But what? That was such a weird way to end that. I don't know how that coincides. Maybe I'm not smart enough. I'm probably not smart enough. Mathematician, dude. This is what's crazy about this. Let me bring you in. I got an idea. Listen to me closely. Listen to me. Okay, sure. Maybe not in 5 years, but probably in 10 to 15, because ChatGPT 5 just came out last night. It's happening so fast. I just suggest, and I've done this a couple other times, man, if you don't know where to go, because I've even asked the chat GPT how to, you know, what's a great job to do that is still going to survive the, you know, the takeover, if you will, of all this intelligence, these language models that are going to language us right out of here. It's all, if they list anything to you, it's all like interpersonal stuff. But I always suggest this right here, what we're doing. And I really feel like in the future, because so many things are going to be generated and not real, I feel like the real is going to be popular because everything else is kind of like, it's too polished. It's too good. I need some real, you know what I mean? I need some cellulite and some stretch marks. Let's go. Yeah. And there's going to be some weird check-in system where you have to prove you're real or whatever. Like, check it out, everybody. I got the device. Click. Look, I'm a real person. Let's get into it. You know, or whatever. Yeah. Just start recording yourself. You know what I mean? Make it audio if you don't want to be on camera. And if you don't want to be on camera, you can actually use different AI systems to like make you a cartoon if you want and just talk. And it doesn't have to be about anything. There's so many people doing it and they're getting paid. Coming soon to a me near you. Let's go. All right, let's bring this split screen back in and let's keep it rolling.
So the CIA wrote about something called the absolute, and no one talks about it. In their declassified gateway process files, they described it as the ultimate state of consciousness, a place where time and space and even identity stop existing because you become everything. See, they claim that this isn't a belief, it's physics. When your mind resonates at a certain frequency, you don't just observe reality, you merge with it. The document even suggests that this is the source of creation itself. Think about that for a second. The government admitted we have the potential to step outside the simulation to access a state so infinite, there's no coming back unchanged. And if that's true, maybe the reason you've never heard of the absolute is because if everyone knew they could touch it, they wouldn't need anyone else to control them. So ask yourself this. What if the greatest classified secret isn't technology or aliens, but you and what your mind is actually capable of? So the CIA wrote about something called the...
That's a little, I was going to say far-fetched, but it's not, because this is a legit, you can check it out yourself if you want to take the time to go to the Freedom of Information stuff and pull this. You can, and it's there. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Because even in my my gray-haired 50-year-old self state, I still want to be a superhero, and I feel like it's inside me. I really do. And this kind of just says, I am. We all are. You just need to unlock the frequency or whatever. We're all just vibrations, and yeah, I like it. I like it. I just don't know. Entertainment. That's all. Let's go.
Guess what?
Oh,
Wait.
This brain chip that allows you to, they have tested it and it works.
Yeah.
You can text with it, use email, shop online, scroll on social media, all hands-free, just through thought alone.
Well, that's dangerous.
And guess how
watch.
it's put into you? An injection through your jugular.
Ew.
It's
The chip?
Yep, it's not an invasive. They're not cutting your head open. It's an injection.
When are
Of
they going to be
what?
dropping
like,
this?
Is there an actual like physical chip, or is it like?
Yeah, it's like microchips
Nano.
that like go into your bloodstream
Nanoparticles.
that
That
like
can't-
live in like the cortex or something of your brain or at the base, and
That
you're
sounds
able
painful.
to literally control electric devices just by thought.
Oh, so it's like you have to have a phone that it displays on. It's not like you close your eyes and you can see it on your eyelids or something.
No, but that made me think of Sam Altman and the guy from Apple, how they said we're developing a new phone that is
Yeah.
device free.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dude, how did they drop that? You know how fun all of their like drops are, like the nanopod and everything like that, all those commercials? How are they going to make that look cool? An injection into your jugular?
Dude, okay. Okay. An injection.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, do you want to come in and get this brain chip? We have to split your head open.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, they can sneak this in through anything now.
Yeah, dude.
A
Needle.
needle.
A vaccine
A
for
vaccine.
a global pandemic.
Funded by
No.
Bill Gates and Amazon.
Dude, that's insane.
Insane.
That's such bad news.
And I've never heard of this company in my life.
Never.
But apparently they've tested it way longer than Neuralink. It's very effective. They said it's not as not as invasive as Neuralink, but it's not as advanced as Neuralink.
Yeah, because it's serving a different function.
Yeah, but it's
Like you're not trying to get a paralyzed person to walk. You're trying to make life more livable.
Yep.
Man.
Or
Yeah.
just speed things
Or
up.
comfortable.
You know what my biggest fear with all of this is? Somebody psychoanalyze me. The first thing that comes into my mind with this is the idea that my adult children are going to be like, oh, yeah, we're totally getting it. And then I'll have to
Yeah.
tie them up in our basement.
And we're going to
just-
sound crazy
Because
because
to just show them this podcast.
honestly, I'm going to force our girls just because like you're going to see like just how quickly it's like we weren't even worried about this at this time. And now look how quickly it moved on and how it wasn't normal at the time.
Ada's going to be like, Mom, you're so out of touch. And this is like, everybody's getting it. And I'm going to say, you do it and you're going to live in my basement. I'm going to tie you up.
Guess what?
Yeah, right? It's a mixed bag because it sounds cool, but is it hackable? And, there's just so many questions. Crazy. That's the first time I heard about that one. Damn. That's Ninjas or Butterflies, by the way. And they put out, like every Friday they do a show. And recently, as of Thursday, they do like a live on the YouTubes and whatnot. I like them a lot. Very cool, very entertaining. So definitely check them out. Check them out. Very, very cool. Crazy, right? Injectable, and it's, oh my God. Okay, next.
It's looking like the start of 2020 all over.
I debated whether or not I have one more clip on this. It's the very last one, and I kind of saved it to the end, so maybe, the algorithm won't pick up what I'm talking about. Here we go.
Over again. So they're saying that it's a dangerous outbreak in China where at least 7,000 people are infected. And this virus that's called chikungunya is spread by mosquito. This virus was first discovered in Africa in the 1950s. And the symptoms of this virus can be deadly: severe joint pain, muscle pain, headaches, Fever and fatigue. Doesn't that sound similar to 2020? So I did a little digging, and look at this shit. It says the virus is a mosquito-borne disease caused by the chikungunya virus. The chikungunya infection occurs when a mosquito with the virus bites a person. It also says this virus is potentially a life-altering infection that poses threat to any traveler traveling to the area where the disease-carrying mosquitoes are found. And if you look at that right there, it says it has been found in over 110 countries worldwide. But they're telling us like it's only in China at the moment. Like the problem is only in China at the moment. Go to Zay React's page. He explains the virus perfectly. But to my knowledge, this virus that comes from those mosquitoes sounds exactly like the Legionnaire virus that's in Harlem right now. The only difference is that virus comes from mosquitoes and the Legionnaire disease comes from mist. Be aware because they already issued that travel warning. The same type of travel warning that they issued around 2020. They're also saying that the reason that this virus is moving as rapidly as it is because of all the rainfall that China has been experiencing. So you do the math. And this is why they're telling people to get rid of water. Because you know mosquitoes love water. Pay attention. It's looking like...
Pay attention, y'all. Damn, man. Yeah, I don't want to comment too much on that one. But like he said, thank you, Money Bates. That's Expensive Taste on TikTok and I think other socials. Check him out. And like he said, pay attention.
You know, I've noticed every time that I make a video about...
I like this guy too. This guy is great. Consume propaganda and coffee. You see what he's saying right there? Space isn't real. There's a lot of people that believe this for multiple reasons. There's different camps that kind of... Check it out. Check it out. Oh my God. Like his costume too.
About space or aliens, there's always someone in the comments saying space isn't real. You know, this stems from like flat earth communities where if the earth isn't a globe, then there's no infinite universe and just a dome over our heads. Under this logic, planets and stars are either just lights or projections. And some of it comes from religious interpretations, the belief that the cosmos were taught in science class, and that conflicts with scripture. And then there's obviously the deep distrust in institutions like NASA. If you already believe governments lie about major events, faking space travel feels like an easy leap. You know, this isn't new. There's been skeptics about if we actually went to the moon since, you know, the moon landing. Some people claim that the photos look staged, pointing to shadows and flag movement as proof of, you know, a soundstage. And in the era of modern CGI, people will argue that everything from a Mars rover photo to the James Webb Telescope images could be computer generated. And for some, it's less about astronomy and more about control of information. You know, the idea that if you convince people that the world is one way, you can shape their whole entire worldview. So when someone says space isn't real, they're not just doubting the stars, they're doubting the storytellers, which makes perfect sense to me.
One to think on, y'all. That's all. It's crazy. Because there's all I've probably seen hundreds of clips of why people are giving what we see in our sky this diagnosis. Not all of it, you know, strikes me as inaccurate. That's all I'm going to say. Entertainment, fun stuff. Here we go.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Russia had a
This is nuts. And once again, entertainment. Check it.
special torpedo which could cause radioactive tsunamis? Allow me to introduce you to the Poseidon torpedo. Just one of these could cause like a devastating 100-foot high tsunami, potentially. They've got like 30 of them, though. And wouldn't it be crazy if we just had another 6.2 magnitude quake outside of Russia on the Russian coastline? Obviously, we had the massive 8.8 magnitude earthquake a couple days ago on Wednesday. Do you hear it? Also, wouldn't it be crazy if a bunch of dead whales surfaced on the shore of Japan after the earthquake? And definitely not a testing of some secret radioactive type torpedo or... Yeah, I guess it'd be kind of crazy if Trump responded a couple days ago, actually just yesterday, by deploying 2 nuclear-armed subs to Russian quadrants. I guess the question is, are these earthquakes or something else? Stay safe. Wouldn't it be crazy?
Just for, capturing this in time, this was posted 5 days ago. So that stuff he was talking about, T-Dog doing, that's old news now. There's way more crazier stuff happen. Yeah. Check it out if you want to. Here we go.
In 2020, a Reddit user was digging through a searchable database of leaked Hillary Clinton emails, and they found something that didn't.
I debated whether or not to bring this information. I've kind of talked about it before, but I got a buddy who was a ranger for the Army during this time, and he was over there because they're talking about the Desert Storm times, the first, Saddam interactions and whatnot. Can't tell you everything he told me, but it kind of coincides with what's going on here. Watch this. I'm gonna start it fresh because you'll see.
In 2020, a Reddit user was digging through a searchable database of leaked Hillary Clinton emails, and they found something that didn't look real. It reads, requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. As you would expect, conspiracy forums lit up. Why was Hillary Clinton trying to track down the tomb of Gilgamesh? And why was she trying to resurrect him? But the truth was much simpler.
Different.
The Reddit user had done the search incorrectly, and they had pulled in results that weren't Hillary Clinton's emails. She was never involved, and it wasn't her email. It was just an ordinary citizen requesting strange information through a FOIA request. When people realized that Clinton wasn't involved, the story died. But what's forgotten is this FOIA request does have a kernel of truth in it. 13 years earlier, in 2003, a team of German archaeologists allegedly discovered the burial site of Gilgamesh. The researchers used magnetic surveys to map the ancient city of Uruk. Under the dry riverbed of the Euphrates, the researchers detected a massive rectangular tomb that matched the description of his tomb in the Epic of Gilgamesh. It was called one of the most important discoveries in Mesopotamian archaeology. But just days after the announcement, the United States launched the invasion of Iraq.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
Within weeks, American forces had reached Uruk, and the excavation was stopped. The news of the discovery went totally silent, and the researchers left the country. No further reports were published, and it was as if the discovery had never happened. Of course, conspiracy-minded researchers didn't see this timing as accidental. In 2020, a Reddit...
This Gilgamesh discovery, if you've got some time and this interests you, this is a crazy rabbit hole to experience. Yeah, because this will ultimately lead you to discovery of like a portal. Yeah, check that out. Gets deep. Here we go. Rolling.
Hey, what's up, America? You need to share this video because now there's a global travel alert being issued because of China having a sickness that's going into outbreak. Oh yes, this is happening again. Images are now showing Chinese state workers spraying clouds of disinfectant around city streets, residential areas, and construction sites where people might come into contact with mosquitoes bearing a virus. Drones are now being used to hunt down insect breeding grounds and spray insecticides, and residents are being asked to empty bottles, flower pots, and other outdoor receptacles that could contain water that would breed mosquitoes. Failure to comply will result in at least a $1,400 fine for locals, and their electricity will be cut off.
Damn.
So far, the CDC has issued a level 2 travel risk for Brazil, Colombia, India, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, the Philippines, Thailand, and China as cases are being discovered these places. So here's some images of what we're seeing around China. The drone in China that's spraying insecticide to get rid of mosquitoes. This is in the Guangdong province, but they're also doing it in the Dongguan province as well. Here's a worker in the city of Foshan. They're spraying to try to eliminate mosquitoes so people won't get the sickness. So here's residents in China. Apparently the sign behind them is urging mosquito control. If anybody can please translate those characters, I'll show it once again and let me know if that's what that says. That's what the London Daily Mail says. So as you can see, they're flipping over pots so that there's no water to stand in them. And then they're also putting up mosquito monitoring devices like this. So here's another hospital staff member that's spraying areas where mosquitoes might be. So apparently this is ramping up. Like I said, there's a whole slew of countries now with level 2 travel restrictions from our CDC. Of course, if you just do a search on this, the New York Times is talking about it, CBS is talking about it, Fox News is talking about it, Forbes is talking about it, and of course the Associated Press is talking about it. We'll click on that story. There you go, Associated Press. China tackles the virus outbreak with wide range of measures as thousands fall ill. See, the Associated Press is saying that China's getting it on hold. They're getting it on lockdown. China's got this. They'll take care of it. So that's happening. Hey, what's up, America? You need to
He said, that's my clips for today, y'all. That one's kind of heavy. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of us still have some trauma linked in to the 2020 time that we experienced. Yeah. Like I said, man, crazy world we're living in. And all this is for entertainment. Damn, y'all. All right. Like I said, it's Friday. It's Friday. Let's go. And it's not just Friday. It's 8. Lions Gate. Don't hate. Participate. Nothing but motherfucking penetrate. That's inappropriate. Okay. I'm a dip. Mr. Dick gonna dip. I will see y'all on the flip. We will probably rendezvous again on Monday. The weekend, glorious weekend. I sincerely hope all your vibrations and frequencies align with all of your wishes and successes. It will unfold with success, no stress. Ah, yes. Good energy sent to all. And I really appreciate anyone who stayed this deep to the video. OG, represent. Appreciate you. Love ya. All right. I'm going to play this song again. I'm going to see us out. But before I go, I'm going to leave you with my words, no doubt. I don't know why I'm rhyming. I can't help myself. You know what it do. Spread your love. Share your knowledge. And I promise all will be good for you. With that being said, I'm out. Let me get this set up.